gosh, feels like another big one. Oh my gosh. Will, what did we stumble into? It's not as big as he first looked, but that is a solid one. Gosh, they're just cracking that thing. Now 1-2 approach that we're kind of doing is starting to kind of pay off. We're starting to finally find some fish here. I've just been going along the this outer edge here, this grass with this chatterbait, with this bladed jig. There's a bunch of submerged grass that we can see on Mega Live, all on the edge of all these dollar pads that you can see behind me here. And this is pretty much what the whole lake is like. It's just super fertile. It's got big rocks up shallow. It's got a good color to it. There's tons of grass everywhere. And it's a lot to approach at first. So the way that we're kind of just attacking this is I'm going down the edge with this bladed jig, targeting this submerged grass, and Will's up here with this frog. He's caught a couple big ones. I'm starting to get a few now out deep, so we're just kind of doing this 2-man approach, and it's starting to work, picking apart this new lake. Golly. There are some bass in here, man. They're all nice ones too. Woo! They are absolutely smacking this thing. I hope you can see that in the clips. They are just donging that rod tip, that bladed jig. It's just such a good bait to cover water with. Like I said earlier, we've both never been to this lake before. We were actually on a lake nearby that didn't go as hoped, so we saw this on the map and it looked super sweet. Checked out the survey, it had some good bass numbers in it. Just came out here with pretty much everything that, you know, is the largemouth staples. We're just kind of keeping it simple, picking apart this new lake, and we're starting to definitely put it together here. We're finally getting on some fish, and they're all good, solid ones. I got a feeling we're gonna get a big one here soon. So when trying to discover these new lakes and really pick them apart to the best that you can once you get to the lakes, there's a few key things to keep in mind. One of them is really study your LakeMaster maps, as well as take a lot of time and look on Google Earth. Both of those, when you put those together, you can really pick a lake apart. Even without even being there, you can get a good read for it. With your satellite imaging, you can see the water color. You can see a lot of the vegetation. You can tell if it's dollar pads, cane, reeds, anything. When you really spend time on satellite imaging and get comfortable knowing your different types of vegetation, what you're looking at, different water color, that can help you out a lot when prepping to go to that lake, knowing what tackle to bring, you know, whether you want your deep fishing equipment or you want to be beating the bank and you want those big braid sticks. Just helps you plan out and be prepared for when you actually get to that lake. Like I said earlier, Will and I had never been here before. We didn't really know what to expect coming into here. Checked out our LakeMaster maps and we could tell that there really just wasn't much out here besides what's on the bank. As you can see behind me, there's a few islands. There's a couple little points here and there, but a lot of the lake is really shallow. So that just kind of told us that a lot of these fish are probably going to be on the bank or near the bank. Targeting these fish that are a little bit off the bank, utilizing still these logs, this grass that's on this steep drop around this lake. And then Will is up there, up in the pads with that frog, and then those fish that are missing that frog going back in with those comeback baits like I was talking about, that jig and that Texas rig. Another one. Gosh, they're all just cookie cutter good ones. They're not giants, but that's good stuff, man. When they're slapping that bladed jig like that, can't go wrong. And that frog too, man, you've got some pretty crazy blow-ups on that frog. Both these baits are really starting to produce. They're coming together. Oh, that's not bad. Look at that. The 2-man approach. Getting her done, man. Will just threw his back on the frog, doubled up right there. That is super sweet, man. Starting to come together. There's a lot more to this lake than what we originally thought. There's, like I said, all these logs, and there's a lot to the bank. Literally everywhere on the bank looks good out here. So being able to, you know, take that knowledge and apply it to what we're doing now, it's helped us definitely key in on a few more fish and kind of figure things out a little bit quicker on this new lake.